problem that I have is that we haven't done significant, utility projects since, before COVID. I have not, I think the last one we did was back in 2016, which was, whenever the bonds were issued. And I think the linear feet, Hector, we're estimating the linear feet was gonna be about, how many?
Which project?
Just the linear feet for a water line, for an 8-inch water line. I know it varies, but on average, what, did we say $100?
I'm trying to think.
And I believe this is about a mile, I wanna say a mile,
A little over a mile.
a little over a mile, so that's over $1 million for construction of that line, is what we're anticipating. I believe I have an estimate for $100 a linear foot. So that's what I'm
Now, what exactly do we need them to design?
the entire line. I need them to design from Irma to, HEB, back to HEB.
So, I mean, other than Hector's experience knowing what size pipe we need in the ground and how deep, what else do we need them to design? 'Cause we're not tapping out or nothing, right? It's just a water line?
Water line,
It's on property that we have,
you're even running on textile right away,
text
or
on right away.
on,
Security
security
easements.
easements from the landlord. And that's part of the surveying, I mean, on that end, as you go, Crystal, go to that little manual so we can see where, you have, I believe there's an easement, sir, on, there's an easement for those poles, and we got sidewalk there. Part of what we're gonna have to figure out is if we can put that water line on TxDOT right away, or if we need to put, again, security easements. I don't know at this point, because we haven't done surveys, where, that easement runs as far as the lines there, and, that's kind of something that they're gonna have to figure out in the process. If we find that it's just not gonna work, the expensive part is trying to secure those easements. And that's what I don't know right now.
I mean, personally, I agreed on the project, and we spoke about doing this and spoke about cutting across the middle of it, which we could have secure easements, but $142,000, where's this money coming from?
TERS,
Is TORS going to reimburse us for it?
no,
100%.
TERS, there's dollars in.
So this,
not
100%
coming
of
from
the
the general.
142 is coming from TORS?
Yes, well, the 30% is coming from TERS.
So only 30% is coming
Yes,
from TORS?
for now, again, that's all we're asking for, because before, what I anticipate happening, the TERS fund is not gonna have enough for construction, so the construction is gonna have to come from another funding source. But what they can cover, what I anticipate is they can cover the entire amount of the design. All we're asking for right now is 30% of the design, because if we use the entire amount, it would take up a significant amount of the TERS funding. I think there's currently $424,000 in the TERS fund right now. If we, with the other project, another project we're looking at, that would take us well over the amount that we have in the fund. Now, we're gonna deposit more into the fund this coming between October and January. We're still waiting as far as the county, we've talked to them about their contribution. But in the TERS meeting, what I told them is, any other projects, and I'm asking even the council, any other projects that you wanna identify, that you feel is a need for the city, let me know. I mean, on that end, we're identifying what I understand to be critical infrastructure projects for the city. And that's what on that end, I think with the TERS board, I'm asking them on their end, if they identify projects that I may not see, or, and I think there's the TERS map. That's the other thing I want to mention to you. That TERS map is there, and I think I brought us some suggestion. I suggested some things regarding the downtown area. That's in the TERS. I suggested to them, any other projects that I think the portion of the sports complex, and I think all or most of the regional park are in the TERS. Those are all, this project, this right here is in the TERS. This is the Griffin property. All this here is in the TERS. This is the Lindsay property. So you have, that is all, again, part of the TERS, and that's what we're recommending.
So Fred, so what you're saying is out of the $142,000, you're only asking for 30% of the TORS to pay for it?
For now.
For now?
Nice.
And then have them do 30% of the study?
Because if you look at the other, yes, sir, because if you look at that, we should have an estimate of probable cost with that 30%.
Yeah,
What historically has been done.
so it's roughly 45,000.
Yes, sir, that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah,
That's it.
and then later on, when we wanna do the rest of the study, the tourist is going to pay for that as well.
We're asking for payment, all the design payment, I will be asking from the church, yes, sir. And I'm asking on that, we can negotiate the other part of, because by then, I'll share this with you, and I don't, you know, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I
So
will.
you don't have to say no more secrets, but
What we will be able to identify is, by the time we get the bids from the Business 35 project, I will be able to give you a better linear foot of what it's gonna cost, because it's the same, it's textile right away, and we're talking water, and it's just, so I'll be able to give you a better estimate once I know what those bids will come in.
and has this, you said this already ran through tours and they said it was good for them.
They were feisty, but they agreed, yes.
So, because ultimately, we have the last word for the
Yes.
tourist funding, right?
That's what, yes, sir.
Is the county still involved in it?
Yes, they are.
The hospital was too, right?
Yes, they are.
The school was too.
They were invited, but they have not participated.
I say it's not even, I can't say, are you?
Well,
All right, council, regarding more things, just kind of on a side note, that this is what we're trying to do for enhanced economic development, to build it hopefully, and they will come. Did I concur with that? So council, we have a motion and a second, and pay a third of this fee. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. All right, city secretary, for the record, Councilwoman R. Garza arrived at 6:23. Okay, we're on to item 7C. Note, there is a correction. It's not 2:30 Cypress, it is 3:20 Cypress. This is an action item, discuss and consider an act on final plat of Ruben Gabriel and Alyssa Monique Gonzalez at 320 Cypress Street, establishing a .39 acre replat, lot 789, block 102, located in the city of Pearsall, Frio County, Texas. This is an action item. We have a motion to second, please. Motion by Councilwoman Hernandez, second by Councilwoman R. Garza. Madam Assistant City Secretary, you have the floor. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Madam Assistant City Manager, you have the floor. Forgive me.
Crystal got an assistant.
I was gonna say it was Fred. You're
Crystal's
stuck
like,
with me.
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, council members. You have before you a final plat to be considered for approval. This final plat was presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission last night. They had a special meeting. So, the Gonzaleses have purchased this property. It is a vacant property on the corner of Cypress and East San Antonio Street. And they are proposing to build a single-family new construction. So that will be added to our tax value. It's going to be about 1,200 square feet of new construction. We did go over, last night, we did go over some corrections on the final plat. One was we needed the mayor's signature and the city clerk as well. And this morning I noted that down in the very bottom left-hand corner, right there where, next to Intrepid, it says Wilson County. So they will be correcting that. And right there under where Sherman L. Posey, up above his signature, the engineer, it says Wilson County instead of the city of Pearsall's subdivision regulations. So that will be corrected. The final plat was reviewed by our city engineer, YPR, Jaime Noriega. He did recommend final approval, subject to a couple of things, and one was, of course, the correction of the signature blocks. And also they were to submit a stormwater management plan and a letter of certification from the gas company. In this instance, it is the city that would be providing the gas services. I reached out to Public Works, our Public Works Director, Mr. Gondeta, has prepared the letter saying that they do have access and that will have services available to them. So they did provide the stormwater management plan this morning. They did correct the signature blocks, and we do have the letter of certification, so subject to the change regarding the Wilson County to City of Pearsall, I reckon, P&Z did recommend approval, and city staff is recommending approval subject to the conditions as set out in the city engineer's letter and what staff has discussed today.
Council, do you have any questions? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor of item 7C, please say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Well, council, we're at item number 8, general announcements. City manager?
I think it's under the line resolution.
Of 17,
Did I miss one?
7D.
17.
Okay.
An addendum was sent out on Friday, Mayor.
Oh, no, this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we have to do
Okay,
this.
okay, all right. All right, item 7D, this is not this is not an action
No,
item.
it's just a discussion, I'm sorry, it's a discussion.
Yeah, it's a discussion item. Council, something you guys like y'all to be aware of is Pearsall is really unique. Not a lot of towns have as many lineman company as we have. And so I would like for the council to consider some special recognition for them. I've asked our consultant EMC to look at the state and see if there's anything like a lineman capital of Texas or anything like that, and there's not. And so in order to accomplish that, we go to our state senator and have them present at the next session, which starts in January, for approval by the state to do that. So we've got a lot of steps to take. I've got some lineman neighbors, of course we all do, because there's a lot of linemen here, but roughly there's 9 lineman companies in Pearsall plus 2 co-ops, I believe is the number, and the amount of workers and retired workers is huge. So I'd like to look at something like that, and of course see if you guys would be interested in a resolution that would then allow us to engage our state senator to do some kind of recognition like that, and then, provided that we get that, have the lineman companies come in and have some kind of little celebration, a parade, an acknowledgement of them. And y'all, and I know you know this, I'm not saying anything that's unbeknownst to us, but we owe a lot to these lineman companies. And when tornadoes and hurricanes hit, they go all over the state, all over the country, sometimes out of the country, to help people get reestablished. And these guys are amazing. When it's 110 degrees and humid, the bugs are everywhere, they're bringing power back, and they work really hard. And what's really cool is the other thing that I've noticed is when people go to work for a lineman company, they typically stay. I mean, it's like they're there and they retire there. And so anyway, just a thought. I'd like you guys to be thinking about that. And at either the October or the November meeting, I'm going to ask some representatives to be here to answer questions about that, and then see if we would consider a resolution authorizing the city to become like the lineman capital of Texas or something like that. So anyway, be thinking about that, and I think it would be really cool and would impact a large percentage of the population, because those really big burly guys that work really hard are our linemen, and be worthy of that. So anyway, that's what I've got. With that, item number 8, general announcements. Council, anything specifically?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
For I know it's like premature, but the Christmas parade, y'all have a theme yet, or do we know what we're going with? Because people are asking, because they want to do like bigger.
I can't remember the theme. We do have one. What was it?
We were wanting to go with a Disney Christmas, but we want to
You're
take us.
wanting or you're going to go?
Magic of Christmas.
Yes, because we have to make a spin on it because we can't use the word Disney.
Yes.
So we're,
Like a
we're-
magical Christmas?
yes,
The magic.
like, you know how they call Disney the most magical place on
So a
earth?
magical Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I didn't, I'm glad she was here, because I knew it was something. That is what it was.
Yeah,
But
yours
yes.
sounds magical Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
so
good.
we're-
Sounds
we're-
good.
We should start rolling things out. I think of course, there's events happening
Thank
this
you.
week. You'll have events, council, so you'll know again, the Pizza Hut, event is on Friday. We're anticipating, I don't know who's gonna show, but it seems like it's gonna be a mouthful we may have a mouthful of food. But Pizza Hut, and hopefully we're trying to get some squared away also with Refuel. I don't know where they're at on their shovel turn for that project. We should have something on that. Hispanic Heritage, I'll remind you again, Hispanic Heritage is October the
29th.
October 11th and 12th.
October 11th and 12th, and then, I know there's something else that I missed.
When
Oh,
is
the, National Night Out.
We have National Night Out on the first,
That's-
that's already next week.
That's happening, so it's, if you
What
guys
time
can
is the
make
Pizza Hut thing?
a couple of the events.
Free pizza for a year.
What time is the Pizza Hut?
And you have an opportunity to get free pizza for a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, when's the Rotary? I didn't pay my.
Yes, you guys saw that, yeah, we need to get that into, because that's this, that's next week. Yeah, it's the first, second, third of
Can I cash that,
October,
Crystal?
so y'all please see Crystal
They
take care of that.
reserved for the 4th to decorate, and then the 5th is the actual game.
Okay.
Okay.
So please, yeah, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
y'all-
supposed to be a one-day thing, and now you're asking for a two-day thing on that?
No, it's always
When
been
we
a
first
3-day
talked about it,
thing.
it was a one-day.
It's always 3-day thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the Rotary option is, when they had it at the bank, it was always like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, forever, as long as I've known it's been 3 days.
No, but when they presented it, I remember James saying that he was gonna pay for it, and that if anybody wanted to donate, and they asked for one, they said it was a one-day, I can swear, and I'm gonna ask, go back and ask, I couldn't swear, cause he asked how much it was, and they said
Yeah.
3 something. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was like some, I
3
forget what it was.
something, yes.
And then we all agreed to go ahead and put a.
No,
picture.
sir.
What? No, sir, what?
There was not an agreement among the whole council, Mayor. We have an issue on that. Many council members have an issue on that.
We should
It
have
was
recorded
not-
on it. I
It-
mean, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
we're reviewing that, and I requested a records request on that. There's an issue in that. The only concern that I have is that if we were to do that with one that we've discussed in the past, then we're gonna have everybody at our door again,
And I said we did
same
this
thing.
one.
I don't know, I would like to be for council to be here, legal counsel to be here to advise us and walk us through something like this, if we're even able
Okay.
to put that out as far as.
Okay, here's what let's do, since this is not on the agenda, we don't wanna roll with that, but call me, you guys, call me if you got questions or concerned about that, y'all got my number, and we'll rock through that, so,
Yeah, if someone doesn't wanna pay what they agreed on, I'll pay for it, there's no big.
well, and
Because I started it,
yeah,
and I think that day Bobby did voice his opinion on it, he said we could pay for it, but I don't know, I don't remember, it's all on tape, whatever it is,
yeah.
but I'm willing to pay whoever not willing to
Yeah,
pay.
and
the money.
Jane, I'll go with you, so we'll take care of it. Yeah, so, okay, all right, well, anyway, it's not on the agenda, we don't wanna go too far down that road, but anyway, thank you, we'll take care of it, it'll get done, and council, you have questions about that, call me, and then we'll.
The other thing that I have, Fred, is, with Hispanic Heritage Festival coming up, are we gonna be clearing that area, are we gonna be cleaning that up?
I think, yeah, Hector's been working
It
with
is
Lower
gonna be
Mount
too
on
dust.
that, so we'll be doing as far as cleaning that area, I know he mentioned
Are we talking about the transfer station?
that area where we cleared last time, remember? we
Got
had
it.
water?
Yeah, we're due, this coming week, we're gonna start, clearing that whole area. We're trying to get some equipment that we don't currently have, and we're having a little bit of trouble, but we should have them by the end, probably the end of this week or the beginning of next week.
Even in those ditch areas, is that the city that was?
That's TechStop.
That's
That's TechStop, yeah. We can do our part on our side. We own up to the toll on this side, but if you look at it, everything else is just, I mean, it doesn't matter what we do on our side, you're still gonna have that.
Yeah.
The other parcel we work on is signage a little bit, I think I mentioned it to Motor Mount, we're gonna try to figure something out of fees budget-wise, we'll figure something, because last year, I think people didn't know where to park.
Mm.
And so, I mean, if you're from here, you would know, right, but if you're not, they don't, a lot of folks were questioning whether, you know, where to go, so we're gonna try to put some signage out there for people. to
You know,
where to park.
food for thought, maybe, in the morning before the event starts, watering down the soil, that way there's not so much dust.
Y'all did it last year, y'all ran the water truck.
We did, we actually fumigated with some, chemical that helped compress some of that ground.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I think it wasn't utilized as much as we thought it would be.
Well, I parked out there last year. and
Yeah, I did too.
But again, I don't know where people were parking, Yeah, cause I think part of it is they didn't know.
I think this year's gonna be pretty, like, got some good artists coming out.
We'll see.
Yeah, we have some, we can do some tack oil that we have spare that we can also control the dust.
Okay, well, council, any other questions, anything else, any other announcement? I'd just like to say this as we nearing the end of September, we've got our budget done, and so council, well done. I mean, sometimes we've gone right up to the deadline, which you know the end of September is, and so we're ahead of that. I'm really excited, our audits have been on time, and so thank you guys, council, we're really